What has happened to Charlie Sheen? Who from the cast is dating a woman 32 years younger? And who left acting because of his religious beliefs? Hi, it's Joe. Let's start. Charlie Sheen as Charlie Harper. Charlie was at the center of the show. With his mixture of charisma and savage behavior, the audience loved him, and 2.5 Men became the ultimate CBS hit, gaining 13 to 16 million viewers per season. Things took an unexpected turn after season 8 when Sheen started behaving wildly in real life. In 2011, Sheen entered rehab, and the production of the show took a hiatus. At that time, Charlie Sheen was the highest-paid actor on TV, earning almost $2 million per episode. In comparison, Jim Parsons earned only $1 million per episode of The Big Bang Theory. Charlie was the bright star of the show, and the producers didn't want to mess with their impressive ratings. However, in multiple interviews, Sheen insulted the show's creator, Chuck Lorre. Of course, Chuck Lorre didn't like that, and Sheen was forced to leave the show. He was replaced with another fan-favorite actor with a better reputation, Ashton Kutcher. But the fans weren't happy about the change, and ratings immediately fell. But what happened to Charlie Sheen after his departure from 2.5 Men? Actually, his career fell apart, and he hasn't had any significant roles since 2011. His biggest role after 2.5 Men was in 2012 with Anger Management, which ran on FX for 2 seasons. The reason for his destructive behavior was revealed in 2015, when Sheen admitted that he'd been secretly diagnosed with HIV 4 years earlier. According to Sheen, he paid millions of people to keep quiet about his condition and was crushed by the diagnosis. It was to suffocate the anxiety and what my life was going to become with this condition, and getting so numb I didn't think about it. Since then, he left the spotlight and lived a very colorful sex life. He's been married 3 times, has 5 children, and has been spotted with an impressive list of women. From gorgeous actresses like Denise Richards to adult movie actresses, and even the nanny of his children, who is 25 years younger than him. His current girlfriend, Julia Stambler, a model, who was previously his twin boys Max and Bob's nanny. Surprisingly, the couple is still going strong. Charlie Sheen's controversial departure from the show became one of the biggest scandals in Hollywood history. His career was destroyed in a matter of seconds and seems beyond repair. Conchita Farrel as Berta. Conchita Farrel became known for her role as Berta the housekeeper on TV's 2.5 Men. She appeared in more than 200 episodes of the show and earned 2 Emmy nominations for this role. Unfortunately, Conchita died in October 2020 from complications following a cardiac arrest. Her former co-stars remembered the 77-year-old actress in their social media posts. "She was a beautiful human," 2.5 Men star Jon Cryer said. "I'm crying for the women I'll miss and the joy she brought so many. An absolute sweetheart, a consummate pro, a genuine friend. Berta, your housekeeping was a tad suspect, your people-keeping was perfect," Charlie Sheen wrote. Conchita Farrel had achieved acclaim decades earlier in the New York theater, appearing in Lanford Wilson's The Hot L Baltimore, a role he wrote for her. The play won many awards and was well received by critics. Ms. Farrel received her first Emmy nomination in 1992 for her recurring role as Susan Bloom on LA Law. Her final role was in Deported, a comedy about love and immigration, which will premiere this year. Conchita Farrel married Arnie Anderson, a film industry sound mixer, in 1986. She has a daughter from him and 2 stepdaughters from Anderson's previous marriage. She was beloved by many, and we will remember her fondly. Angus T Jones as Jake Harper. Child actors have often been known to run into trouble later in life, but Angus T Jones is nothing like Miley Cyrus and Macaulay Culkin, who are known for controversial headlines. After getting his big break on TV, Jones stepped away from Hollywood and devoted himself to religion. His experience on the show probably traumatized the young actor, who wasn't ready for such full-on adult content. In reality, the actor behind TV's ultimate underachiever is nothing like Jake Harper. Jones is a religious young man, and the raunchy humor of the sitcom didn't sit well with him. During 2.5 Men's 10th season, he did a controversial interview for a Christian YouTube channel, The Forerunner, warning audiences to stop watching 2.5 Men. "If you watch 2.5 Men, please stop watching 2.5 Men. I'm on 2.5 Men and I don't want to be on it. Please stop watching it and filling your head with filth." Of course, later he apologized and thanked the people he had worked with for 10 years for the opportunity. However, after season 10, Jones left the show, and many believed it was due to his religious beliefs. "You cannot be a true God-fearing person and be on a television show like 2.5 Men. I know I can't," he previously said in his interview for The Forerunner. After he left acting, Angus T Jones enrolled in the University of Colorado Boulder to pursue a degree in environmental studies. He changed his major to Jewish studies and is probably much happier now. He told People, "I wasn't the center of everyone's attention, and that was nice. We know nothing about Jones now, and that's probably how he likes it." Jon Cryer as Alan Harper. After 2.5 Men, this actor lost his hair and almost left the industry. Cryer's most significant role after the CBS hit was the role of Lex Luthor in numerous shows on the CW. He's made single-episode cameos in TV shows including American Dad, Mom, Robot Chicken, and Will and Grace. Nowadays, he isn't very active and only appears in headlines when it comes to 2.5 Men. This year, he gave an interview to People where he reflected on his relationship with Charlie Sheen. Cryer revealed that he only has fond memories of his time working with Sheen. "Charlie and I just hit it off. We had a great first few years on that show," he said. "It was incredibly smooth, we had a lovely time, it was working really well." According to Cryer, Sheen was sober back then in 2004 when the show premiered. Jon Cryer believes that Charlie Sheen went crazy after his split with Denise Richards in 2006, but he was still acting professionally. Looking back, Cryer said he doesn't hold any hard feelings against Sheen. His love life is also peaceful. Cryer has been a happily married man for 13 years. However, recently he lost his wedding ring, which made his wife Lisa Joyner very upset. But with the help of a metal detector and Chris Turner from the Ring Finders, who specializes in finding lost rings, the day was saved. Lisa Joyner told Chris, "Chris, you not only found a ring, you may have saved a marriage. That ring meant so much. It has so many memories behind it. Now, John, go get it resized." Of course, their marriage wouldn't fall apart just because of a lost ring, as the two look very happy together. Ashton Kutcher as Walden Schmidt. Let's talk about the star of sitcoms, amazing husband, proud dad of 2, and overall fan favorite Ashton Kutcher. Kutcher landed his big break in 1998 after being cast as Michael Kelso in the hit sitcom That 70s Show. The show didn't only bring him fame, but it's where he met his beautiful co-star and now wife Mila Kunis. He became extremely popular pretty early on when he was only 21. Ashton has a very typical appearance, for better or for worse. He usually plays roles that involve romance and comedy and hasn't always been very well received by critics. However, Kutcher has starred in dozens of movies, TV shows, and even invested in movies. So not only is he a famous actor, but he's also a successful producer. His last main role was in the Netflix hit show The Ranch, where Ashton once again played the typical guy from a big city. But let's admit it, it's impossible not to fall in love with this charming guy and his adorable family. Now he has stepped away from Hollywood and prefers to spend more time with his children and making wine. In April, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis took to social media to reveal that they have partnered with Knocking Point Wines to produce Quarantine Wine, a new 2018 Pinot Noir blend, for charity. According to the couple, 100% of the proceeds will go to charity. Holland Taylor as Evelyn Harper. This gorgeous actress was very active after 2.5 Men. She starred in Mr. Mercedes and the movie To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You. Holland Taylor also received her 8th Emmy nomination in 2020 for her role in the miniseries Hollywood. The actress has been in the spotlight for the last 5 years, and there is a good reason for it: her long-term relationship with Sarah Paulson. 45-year-old Sarah Paulson and 77-year-old Holland Taylor have been dating since 2015. Their massive age gap became a topic of many articles on the internet. The actresses both appear on TV shows that premiered in 2020, which happened to be created by Ryan Murphy. Paulson and Taylor have made LGBTQ relationships more prominent in Hollywood. They've also opened a conversation about age gaps in relationships. In a 2016 interview with the New York Times, Paulson, known for her work on American Horror Story and Ratched, confirmed the relationship. "What I can say absolutely is that I am in love, and that person happens to be Holland Taylor." During that interview, Sarah specifically highlighted the fact that it's their age gap that makes the relationship work. "I think there's a greater appreciation of time and what you have together and what's important, and it can make the little things seem very small." Holland Taylor was also shocked by the public's reaction. She told InStyle, "I was blindsided by the reaction to it. Before 2015, Holland had never gone public with her relationships, but Sarah changed everything." In a radio interview with WNYC, Taylor revealed that she was in a relationship with a younger woman and that most of her relationships have been with women. She revealed that she never came out because her life is already out. What do you think about this cast? Write in the comments below and subscribe to our channel.